For those of you who are new to MyLabsPlus, I want to do a quick walkthrough really quick of some of the different features that are available in MyLabsPlus, how you can always make sure you get 100 on your homework every time, and if you run into trouble, some of the learning aids that are available as well. So to get to MyLabsPlus, the web address is www.nashcc.mylabsplus.com. I also have this website linked every time they're in Moodle. Every time there's a homework assignment, it will say homework number 3 on section 6.5 through 6.7 in MyLabsPlus. And the MyLabsPlus text will be a link to the MyLabsPlus page. So it'll take you to the home screen. I've already got my login information saved, so it pre-fills for me, but you will have to type in your login information and sign in. You probably will only see one class here. I teach several math classes, so I've got my MyLabsPlus pages for all of them, but one you should definitely see is Math 272 Online 02 2018 FA, which is fall 2018 semester. So that is where everything for our class is going to be located. When you log in, this is what your page should look like, and this is called our home page. This blue box is a very light blue, but it says what to work on next, and the assignment that is due the soonest will be listed at the top. And if there's any additional assignments that are available, they will be listed underneath. This date that you see right next to the assignment is the due date. So we have homework number 1 on section 5.5 due on August 23rd. There's also a little calendar up here. You really don't need to use that. The check mark tells me what day today is. But if you see a little piece of paper, that is when an assignment became available. And then over here on Thursday, you'll see there's a clock, and that means there is an assignment that's due on that day. So for MyLabsPlus, before I go into the homework, there are some options over here on the side. If for some reason you're working on an assignment and you leave and then come back later to continue working and it's not in this blue box, you can always click on homework over here on the left-hand side. That will also pull up all of the homework assignments that have been assigned for this semester. Once the due date passes, the title of the homework will still be there, but it won't be a link anymore. It will just show you the date that it was due, the name of the homework, and then if you click over here, you can see your score that you made. We will have a couple of tests towards the end of the semester that we're going to administer through MyLabsPlus. So again, if the link for the test does not show up in this what to work on next box, you could always click on quizzes and tests to get to it. Right now there are no quizzes and tests posted for our class, so just be really careful when you read this stuff. It says your instructor has not created any quizzes or tests for you, but MyLabsPlus provides some sample tests here, which you're welcome to work on them and look at them. But the best thing to use to study for our tests will be the information that I post. Some of the sections I feel contain a lot of information that I don't think is important and I will not test you on, but that stuff might be included in these pre-made tests that are provided by the publisher. So those are there if you want them. There's review quizzes, post-tests, pre-tests, but all you would need to worry about is what I post up here, and it will have a specific title for it, like test number 3 on chapter 8 and 9, or test number 4 on chapter 10. And again, those would also show up on the home page in the blue box. The study plan is a way for you to get extra practice if you've already completed the homework. Some teachers assign the study plan to work on. I do not. But you could go into the study plan if you just know you specifically need to practice a few more problems on a certain concept. You could click on all chapters. And right now we're working on 5.5, so you can click on chapter 5, go down to 5.5, and it will give you all of the objectives and then the problems they have that you could possibly work on if you are having trouble with those objectives. So if you want to practice some problems that use a change of variables to find indefinite integrals, that's mostly what we're working on here in 5.5 and what mostly our first homework is on. So all of these problems here could just be extra practice if you want extra practice. None of this stuff in the study plan counts for a grade. It's just if you want to do some extra practice. So that is available, but it's not assigned. It's not part of your grade. If you click on Gradebook, all of the assignments, homeworks, quiz, tests, everything will appear here. The default is for MyLabsPlus to only show the assignments you've worked on for the past 2 weeks, which for us means it's probably only going to show 2 or 3 assignments. So you could also click on all assignments and everything that you've worked on for the whole semester in this class will come up. There are some other options under past 2 weeks. You could just look at the past month. You can look at entire course to date. I think that would probably pull up the same thing as all assignments. Under all assignments, though, you can also restrict it to just show you your homework grades, just your quiz grades, just your test grades. Or if you want to see a comprehensive list of everything, I suggest just doing all assignments for entire course to date. And you can see everything. Under chapter contents, you are able to see different aids that go along with that particular chapter. So if you click on chapter 5, they have some practice homework, some practice quizzes or tests. You can work in the study plan, which I just showed you. You can also look at the review exercises that are available in the textbook and then the answers for those. If you click on a specific section, you can actually open up an electronic textbook and see exactly what the contents of the book are in that section in case you don't have a hard copy of the book. It's a PDF file, so the default on my computer is to try to download it. But if that's just the way our school set up our computers. If you click on that, it should be able to just pop up a PDF of section 5.1 in the textbook. There's also some interactive figures that you can play around with, some video presentations where they talk through some of the concepts in that chapter or that section, and also some examples. Multimedia library is another way to get to some of those same resources. Again, you would want to possibly search by chapter. So chapter 5, section 5, and I'm going to show you everything that's available. So multimedia textbook, that will pull up a PDF, and there are PowerPoint notes that the publisher provides for this section. You can print off the PowerPoint notes. There are also videos of somebody going through a whole bunch of different examples that coincide with section 5.5. So if you're the type who likes to watch people working problems, sometimes YouTube can get pretty chaotic, and you've got to be really careful what you search for in order to find exactly the right concept. But this stuff is guaranteed to go along with exactly what we're doing in section 5.5. So that's all under multimedia library. I'm going to go back to our homepage and actually open up a homework and show you some things that are available in the homework. So if we go into homework number 1, section 5.5, you will see that it's got 10 questions. I'm just going to pick a random question. Let me do number 7, and it will open it in a pop-up window. says use a change of variables to find the following indefinite interval, and they give me a problem to solve. If you look at, let me see here. I guess I'll start over here with question help. This particular problem has no help aids. The only option is to print it. But if you get this problem wrong, please read the box that pops up. They will very often tell you why the problem is wrong and give you a hint on how to do that problem correctly. So don't just automatically dismiss this box if you see, sorry, that's not correct. You will usually get 3 attempts at each individual entry box, and then on the 3rd attempt it will say final check, and that will tell you what the answer was supposed to be. And then it changes that box to the correct answer. But if you click on that box, it will show you what you answered. So if you're wondering like what's different between the correct answer and your answer, the correct answer, if you see a little red triangle in the corner, that means you got it wrong and they're displaying the correct answer. You can click on it and it will show you what you answered. So I'm just going to get these wrong really quick to show you what happens at the end. And just bear with me because there's, I think, 4 parts to this problem. And you get 3 attempts on each part. So I've exhausted my 3rd attempt on the final step of this problem, and it gives you an option here. You can just go on to the next question and forget about this and just accept the fact that you've gotten it wrong. I don't want you to do that though. If you click on similar exercise, they will change the problem just a tiny bit and let you keep trying. And even though right now we've got a red X saying that you do not have credit for this problem, you can click on similar exercise and keep trying additional problems over and over and over again until that red X turns into a green check, which means you've got it correct and you've gotten credit for this problem. So earlier I went into question 6 and got it wrong several times. And I just dismissed the box that asked me if I wanted to go on to the next question or similar exercise. So it looks like there's nothing I can do here. All the boxes are filled in with the correct answers and they've all got red triangles, which means I got them wrong. But if you look down at the bottom, that similar exercise or similar question option is still there. So we could click on that. It's going to change the problem just a tiny bit and allow me to continue to attempt this problem. If you look at the question help, this problem does have a lot of different question helps available. If you choose help me solve this, it will walk you through step by step on exactly how to solve this exact problem. The only issue with using help me solve this is when you close that box, it's going to change your problem because they're not going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to solve that problem so that you could just transfer the answer from this window over to your homework. So there's a lot of text here explaining exactly what you need to do. It's very interactive so that they can check to make sure you're understanding as you go along. But once you close this, the problem is going to change. See, my exponents just changed. They don't want to walk you through step by step on how to do your homework and then allow you to just transfer the answer over here. So if you use help me solve this, it will help you with that problem, but then it's going to give you a different problem to work on. What you might want to start with if you need help is view an example. View an example will walk you through a similar problem, but it will keep your problem the same. That way you can just kind of look at the dynamics of this type of problem and then translate the problem-solving techniques over to your problem and not have to worry about your problem changing. Some of these problems also have a video that go along. If you want to see somebody actually working out a similar problem, you can also ask it to open up the textbook. It will not open it up to a specific page that has this problem on it, but it will just open up section 5.5 of the textbook. Connect to a tutor will connect you to Smart Thinking, I believe. There are not always live on-demand tutors available, but Smart Thinking does have a lot of really good resources, so that's an option. If you choose Ask My Instructor, what it's going to do is it's going to send me an email, and it's going to send me a link to the problem that you're working on, so I can see the exact problem you're working on. You should always type a message in here of what you're having trouble with. If you just send this blank, I have no idea what you need help with. And I'm not going to sit here and walk you through step-by-step how to work the problem, because I post video lectures for that type of thing. So make sure that you write in that box what exactly you need help with on this problem. It will send me an email, so this is not going to be instant help, although I usually am able to get back to you within the hour. You might want to, if you're really just stuck, send me a message and then just maybe move on to the next problem while you wait for me to respond. And again, you're always able to print these homework problems if you want to keep a record of them. Your tests are going to contain problems that are very similar to your homework problems. So if you've got lots of ink and lots of paper and lots of great organization skills on how to keep this stuff together, that might be a good option to print these homework questions and keep paper copies of them and work them out on the paper so that you can reference back to exactly how you would work out this type of problem. If you click on print, it's going to ask you if you only want to print this one question or if you want to print all of the questions. So you don't have to do that for each individual problem. When you're done, you do not have to click the Save button. Your MyLabsPlus progress and each of your homeworks will automatically save. But if you just want to be sure, you can click Save or you can just X out. You are able to jump around between problems from this screen. If you go into a particular question, you're also able to jump around to different questions from this screen. Or also just use this button here, it will go to the next question. So question 2, but say I want to now jump to question 10, I can do that from the drop down. So I hope that helped a little bit for some of you that are new to MyLabsPlus. If you get any questions wrong, again, you always should try a similar exercise. You will have unlimited attempts on these problems. For a specific problem, you have 3 attempts, but then you have an unlimited number of similar exercises that you are allowed to try, so that as long as you have enough time and enough willpower, I guess, you are able to go through and get all these questions right and get 100 on all of your homeworks. And I strongly encourage you to do that. If you just accept the fact that you've got number 6 wrong and you're never going to be able to get it right, number 6 might be a question on the test, and you don't know that. So you really need to go through and make sure you understand all these problems. When I make these homeworks, I pick problems that I think are important. I'm usually not going to put things in here that are just kind of busy work and wasting your time. So if I've assigned it for homework, usually it's really important, and I think you should understand how to work those types of problems. So I hope this helped. If you have any more specific questions about anything, just email me back and I could either make another video or just address your questions individually.